Financial advisors and attorneys dealing with deceased estates often say that when they consult with a widow, I'm going to use the female in this instance, they're usually faced with one of two scenarios. Firstly, either the widow now has more money than she has ever had to manage in her life, with policies paying out, and there's just a different financial picture. And the second scenario is a widow being faced with not having enough money going forward to cater for the monthly expenses. I found myself in the second scenario when my husband passed away. And I've learned a lot of lessons, become friends with my budget over the past 13 years. And as the red file I told you about previously has become my best friend, so my budget has also become a very good friend. And it is a way of planning your financial future, planning your financial present, knowing how much money is going to come in every month, and knowing where it's going to, and you telling your money where it's going to go to. I know there are inevitables like paying your rent or your bond and utilities, food, transport. That's always sort of fixed. But with a budget, you get to know exactly what happens with your money. And it removes that really stressful feeling of not knowing whether there's going to be enough money at the end of the month. And again, I want to encourage you, when you're still married, still in a partnership, to talk about your money and to have the red file in place that both of you know when one would pass away that there will be sufficient provision for the surviving spouse. And to be open about that. It is such an important part of life. And we know death is going to happen, we just don't know when. And especially, in my instance, my husband was the breadwinner and all our assets were in his name. And it was a completely different financial picture that greeted me shortly after his passing. But then again, you'll see here in the back this beautiful olive tree. I moved into this property, a rental townhouse, short of 2 years ago. And I bought this little olive tree, and it was about 30 centimeters high. And it's grown into this beautiful tree. And with finances as well, we start small and we nurture and add and trim and see it grow steadily, but it will grow. And then as the daisy bush you'll see in that corner as well, which is producing just a absolute abundance of flowers, and it's not even spring yet, that there will be abundance again at the end of, which may be years of just streamlining, adjusting, looking differently at finances, and it will produce a harvest again. So just to encourage you to please have your red file in order when you still, especially when you're still married, and to be open about finances, to know what the surviving spouse will be left with, and maybe already consult a good financial advisor before the life event or the death event happens. So from me, I know that we can live a stellar life after life changes. We can reinvent, reshape, adjust our lives into something beautiful and something growing. So on that note, take care, be kind, and goodbye for now.